Dear student, welcome back again in our today's session. So as you can see that today I am going to discuss about on the topic variables. In my previous lecture, I have already spoke about on the concept of research, sampling, hypothesis, and now in my current lecture I am going to discuss in detail about the variables. So without further ado, let's start our today's topic. So first we will understand the concept of variable. What is variable? If we talk about the variable in the reference of research, so basically variable is a concept which can take on a different quantitative values, for example, height, weight, income, age, etc. The main focus of the scientific study is to analyze the functional relationship of the variables. A variable is a quantity and which can vary from individuals to another. The quantity which can vary from person to person. So in this way we can say that variable basically, if we talk about the variable, so a variable is a fundamental concept in a research and data to analyze representing any attribute, characteristics or quantity that can be measured or quantified. Variables are essential because they allow the researchers to study the differences and the different subjects in a various traits over the time or under the different condition. They can vary between the different subjects over the time for the same subject. In research, variables are used to establish a relationship and understanding how the changes in one factor might influence another. They are the backbone of experiments, survey, and any kind of statistical analysis, as they help in forming a hypothesis, testing predictions, and finding the conclusions. So after discussing about the concept of variable, now let's discuss about the types of variable. So if we talk about the types of variable, so as you can see that the first one is independent variable. Basically the independent variable is the variable that the researcher controls or manipulates in an experiment. It is the presumed cause in the cause and effect relationship being studied by changing the independent variable. Researchers observe how these changes affect their variables. For example, in a plant growth experiment, if a researcher changes the amount of sunlight exposure, the sunlight is the independent variable. The researcher can manipulate it. That means the researcher can increase or decrease it according to the situation to observe its effect on the another variable such as a plant height or health. It is very essential or understanding the cause and effect dynamic in a research setting. So basically अगर हम बात करें independent variable की, so the independent variable that is manipulated or changed by the researchers to observe its effect on the dependent variable. Now the second one is dependent variable. Basically the dependent variable is what is being measured or observed in the experiment. It depends on the independent variable and is expected to change in response to its manipulation. Continuing with the plant growth example, the height of biomass of the plants would be the dependent variable because it varies depending on the amount of sunlight provided. In research, the dependent variable reflects the outcomes that the researcher is interested in explaining or predicting. And a clear relationship between the independent and dependent variables provide evidence of how one factor can influence another factor. So in simple terms, we can say that about the dependent variable, the dependent that is observed or measured to see how it is affected by the independent variable. And if we talk about the examples, so in the plant growth study, the height of plant is the dependent variable. Now, the third one is control variable. So basically, control variables are the factors that are kept constant throughout the experiments to ensure that any change in the dependent variable is due to the independent variable and not some other factor. In a controlled experiment, it is very essential to maintain a consistency with all variables except the one being studied. So external influences don't affect the results. For instance, in the plant growth experiment, factors like the type of soil, the amount of water, or the type of plant used would be a control variable. Keeping these variables constant ensures that they observe the change in a plant height or due to the sunlight exposure and not other factor. So in simple terms, we can say that about the control variable that are kept constant throughout the experiment to ensure that the effect on the dependent variable is due to the independent variable. And if we talk about the examples, so the type of soil or water amount in the plant growth study. Now, the next one is extraneous variable. Other variable that could influence the outcome of an experiment but not the focus of the study, it comes under the category of extraneous variable. So in simple terms, we can understand the extraneous variable that extraneous variable are any variable other than the independent variable that might influence the dependent variable, potentially causing the confusion in interpreting the results. These variables are not the primary focus of the study, but can still impact our outcomes. If not controlled or accounted for example, in the plant growth study, temperature or humidity could act as an extraneous variable if they fluctuate during the experiment. Researchers aim to minimize the influence of the extraneous variable as they can introduce the noise into the data and make it harder to determine the true effect of the independent variable. So overall we can say that about the extraneous variable, that is other variable that could influence the outcome of the experiment but not the focus of the study. It comes under the category of extraneous variable. And if we talk about the example, so basically the temperature in the plant growth experiment comes under the category of example extraneous variable. Now the next one is moderator variable. So basically moderator variable is a variable that influences the strength or direction of the relationship between the independent and dependent variables. It explains when or under what conditions the effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable is stronger or weaker. For example, in a study examining the relationship between the exercise and weight loss, age could be served as a moderator variable. The effect of exercise on weight loss might differ for younger individuals compared to the older individuals, with the age of moderating the relationship between exercise and weight loss outcome. So basically we talk about the moderator, a variable that affects the strength or direction of the relationship between the independent and dependent variables is known as moderator variables. Now the next one is mediator variable. A mediator variable explains how or why the relationship between the independent and dependent variable occurs. It serves as a bridge that clarifies the process through which the independent variable affects the dependent variable. For example, in a study on education and income, job skill might serve as a mediator. The level of education comes under the category of independent variable and may lead to a higher job skill, which in turn results in a higher income. It comes under the category of dependent variable, and understanding the mediator variable provides a deeper insight into the mechanism behind observed relationship, offering a more detailed explanation beyond the surface level association. So overall we can say that about the mediator variable. That is a variable that explains the mechanism process through which the independent variable affect the dependent variable. It comes under the category of mediator variable. Now the third one, next one is categorical variable. So if we talk about the categorical variable, it represents the characteristics that can be divided into a distinct group or categories. They are non-numerical and are often used to classify or label observation. For example of categorical variables include the gender, like a male, female, non-binary, and marital status, that's single, married, divorced, or types of fruits like apple, banana, orange. These variables do not have a natural order of ranking, although some can have a hierarchical structure such as an education level. Categorical variables are often analyzed using the statistical methods that deal with the proportions of frequencies or group comparison. So in this way we can say that a categorical variable that can divide it into a distinct categories or group. Now the last one is continuous variable. If we talk about the continuous variables, this type of variables are numericals and can take an infinite number of values within a given range. These variables can be measured with a great precision and are often used to represent things like height, weight, temperature or time. For example, a person's height can be any value between two numbers such as 170 and 172 centimeter. A continuous variable are useful in a statistical analysis or studying trends and calculating average and identifying the patterns over a spectrum of values. They allow the researchers to capture a more detailed and nuanced data compared to the categorical variable. So, in simple terms, we can say that variables that can any numerical values within a range, it comes under the category of continuous variables. If we talk about the examples can be like height, temperature, etc. So overall, we can say that understanding the various types of variables is a fundamental in our research and experimentations. Each type play a distinct role, from helping design the experiment to analyze the results and knowing how to properly identify and manage these variables to ensure that the study outcome are valid and reliable. By carefully controlling and measuring and interpreting the roles of different variables, researcher can draw meaningful conclusions and advance knowledge in the research field. So, in simple terms, we can say that understanding the types of variables help the researcher to design the experiments, control the influence, and interpret the results more accurately. Properly identifying and managing the variables ensures that the conclusions drawn from the study are valid, reliable, and accurate. So this is all about the variables. In this lecture, we have studied about the concept of variable and the types of variable. Thank you.